What do you see here? This is the Sony Walkman MP3. Now, this is the basis of what the whole channel is based off of. This created the internet series that revolved around me and Ben when I said, "You're that guy from the Airhead commercial," and he said, "No, he looks like the Kool-Aid Man." Ben was outstandingly funny, unbelievably funny. The reason why he was so funny is because he's a Samoan. Samoans are really funny people. And the dancing, literally, I'm a big fan of straightforward on my channel. Nothing can get more straightforward than a Samoan popping and locking. All these years that I've been in reverse, literally, they can do shit that makes me cry. Talk about ideas. What this is getting to the basis of my mental condition. My mental condition has intuition. Where it falls flat, why there's a medium. Now I'm going to get started literally with being electric. And it's that the exact opposite of being calm and humble. DJ High Top saw me dancing for the very first time. His son was taking me to art and soul festivals. I was doing crazy shit like literally doing front flips at Big Mama's house. Now one thing you have to understand is that literally that's not real dancing. I didn't start getting into alternative dancing. That means real dancing that includes pop and lock. First thing, but I had crazy dancing principles. I spun my head and I did a lot of cartwheels. So what happened the very first time when I got famous in 7th grade literally for dancing, DJ High Top literally said, "Hey Eric, you're really good at dancing, really," and I instantly conceded. He says, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah!" Literally, he's like, he wants it. No delivery, no swagger at all. It still means the same thing. What ended up happening, during 7th grade, I entered the gym locker room and everybody had six packs. In concrete six packs. Literally, I actually go to the gym today. What happened was it was bump after bump six pack with no flaw whatsoever. My six pack literally is a flat somewhere, literally definitely in the sides. You still can't count six. It's a piece of fat literally hanging in between my arms, my armpits. And guess what? I have a bigger bicep. With no excuse, specifically literally from playing sports when they're younger, literally starting from a skinny chest, literally to the point where you can gain muscle that is that perfect six pack. That was my first mistake. I didn't take my brother's advice. And guess what happened? Literally, they were making jokes literally on top of me, they were capping on top of me. With me were information I pretended to be a bird. Caca! Caca! What ended up happening was, it got down to people who knew me from Boy Scouts ever since they're little, expected me to be funny, actually, being courageous, to see me, to the point where they said, "You're not funny." So you see how I got that reputation, literally, of dancing free, dilly willy, without a single bit of composure. And if you're a big fan of this character named Kimmy on the channel, what actually went in 7th grade is that literally I asked out Kimmy and the first time she said yes. On top of asking out every girl in school, but literally she was newly introduced. And what I have to tell you is I have Asperger's. Only Asperger's. What that is that you're a normal functioning form of autism that can adapt to society. So literally, that's a secret. That's the hidden gem for the channel. That when the first time I asked her, she said yes. Where it came to Henry, literally, I was trying too hard to fit in. Literally, I was dancing free, really. Literally, so what Henry did was he slowed down and did an 8 count, literally, where his arms, moving in between. I'm telling you, when it comes to actual dancing, I got schooled, literally, slowly. Instead of doing a free, nearly, move with no composure. My homie James, the one that I hang out with every single day. The dance, he straight up, literally, did a spin move in front of me. The basis of socializing is how it ended, my 7th grade. So let's get into 8th grade. Justin actually pops along. What happens with Justin literally is he allowed to be PE, and he's grown a lot, ever since we were younger, from playing sports ever since he was younger. I actually presented him something interesting, because when I was in 7th grade is when U-Turn came out, you could download everything, full seasons of The Office, full seasons of Scrubs, full seasons of literally this and that. Every single series they had, you could literally pick the episodes. Now what I did literally with Justin is when we were laying down, sitting down PE before we were told to be called. I mentioned something. I used to, download, other people's fan A and B's and put them on my iPod. I'm like, "Hey, Justin, literally, there's this new thing called U-Turn. There's a little thing called an A and B where I can, have and then you music in the background, get a little music video and put it on my iPod." So that's when he goes off for the cap that, yeah, that was funny. First, like when the time I got my key, literally, I dropped it on the ground and I pretended I never lost it. This is a slow, factor, which is a part of autism, literally. It was interesting, bear to record. Up against a hype, fast-paced movement like sports. It was definitely an evolution. What ended up happening was Justin was capping here and there, getting cool with the friends I never got cool with, like Max, Matt, and somewhat Elliot. what ended up happening, to Justin was I made a bet that Lily I was gonna dance with no girls that ended up dancing with Stacy and Davina. Pretty good, and it was pretty evenly matched, but Lily, he had a better social understanding and principle. He was multi-dimensional and making jokes. He was getting along with everybody. So in the background, people talked about me here and there. But the biggest, thing that's about to play into this video is that Lily, he was telling me not to try too hard to fit in. So I did multiple cartwheels in PE after being fallen down. Against that dance, literally, I get better at dancing in my own little world, literally slowly but not rapidly, like how Asperger's and autism is. What ends up happening is, some people nod their head, and I think overall the way you're supposed to go with this video is that Justin told him not to try too hard to fit in. That's what happens, literally. He gets corrected by all these people. One guy from an actual hip-hop company and agency comes, literally sees you dancing pretty nearly, actually considers it popping and locking out of nowhere, saying, you know how to dance. I want to actually gratify your gratification. But one person out of nowhere told you could dance so much to a point where he asked if you took lessons. I actually did take hip-hop lessons before. That was the moral of this video. You see how, all these girls, talked about him, literally. Tell here and there. This video is based off how, our girls used to sneak in the background. I'm secretly a rapper and I have my own little business. So they go play their little games, really watch the same porn that I do, and then they fuck me, then they belittle me with standing with other guys. The moral of this video is that you still got, owned with purple hair for hella long. When it came to a dance with Justin had a girlfriend when his girlfriend was in high heels, really, when he's pushing principal with playing sports and a tuxedo. Try too hard, you kick her in a little, cool thing. Mom pops out, you're out like you're in your own reality show, you tell her to shut the hell up. Somebody is properly groomed, and that's why people, can't manipulate me nowadays. And, the actual core of this video is that I'm a father with 3 children, literally. Things, aren't as for best as they is today. I'm not naive. In fact, I know the dance move specifically came to something of a higher tier list like a gang. Is there any particular reason why Henry is more ghetto? And that's the thing, I'm an actual rapper on the radio. I learned a lot. I know a lot of things you get through a gang. The moral of this video is that the reason why 30 and junior high are intertwined is because of society. Society is primitive where it comes to that aspect, but not as a whole. Because when you learn and you adapt these things, you become agile, people get mad. As you move on, you become an actual rapper and you start pushing an actual rapper principle. Like, be humble. It's all good when all your friends are in jail, literally, with nobody like Henry and James is here to criticize you. As soon as you stop fucking around when come versus come and you mention equality, they start crumbling. I used to run an actual business before. I ran several businesses before, and the reason why, I made this video was to inform you that literally, that this was an actual series on my channel that was a hit, that was a superstar, and it fell off due to real life. So, if you don't know, I'm at the same level of Tiger Woods when it comes to socializing, not where it comes to integrity. Let me put it this way, my channel had everything, so let's get to the reason why I made this to my mental condition. Because if you actually watch every single season on my channel, literally watch the whole video playlist, you recognize I'm 8th grade champion. Because what I did was I did something mid where they did something high, I made them understand. Literally I became, a principal at the end. Like if somebody was running, literally, you would count the points of them, but in the middle, literally the formation that somebody made when they're running through their arms. That's how I won, literally, because they did a whole bunch of things fast. I did one thing medium, and they all loved me. And that's the principle of Asperger's in 8th grade. That I am the champion. If you use the black room, what they use to set up black people where it comes to crime, it doesn't matter, I'm still champion. So what I have to say about this video is this is the Walkman I had literally back in the day when Ben tried to steal it with other people like, Zach, Arena Inco tried to steal it. Literally, he took the shit, like, this shit is hella tight back when we were listening to Oscar Umali and shit. When I was partying with Samoans, literally, when they repeat the last thing I said, they're like, shut the fuck up. It was hilarious. It was hilarious, series of videos on my channel. And you recognize why this happened. The exact same reason why I'm gonna get to record this video. Now, this is where my socializing ends. And, I'm gonna flat out say it, literally. I've been lawyers, politicians, and celebrities. I told them straight up, literally, where I fell out in socializing was monument because my freshman year, literally, after being 8th grade champion, I can master continuity 100%. Literally, I can make a joke with speed. I could not get past the monument of them playing football ever since they were in 1st grade. The people they do and the people they did. In other words, I had something small, but they had something big, so nowhere around it, I had mental condition. When it came to patience, it was halfway because with skateboarding, it fucks up my shoes. My socializing ended with Dance Gavin Dance after having, major, performance freshman year. Literally, with people like Tyrone do the Tut Dance, I was the best, literally, at Tut in school. Literally, I was in the top 10. Somebody named Isaiah showed me consistency. Literally, it seems like he's an asshole, literally, with Slipknot, shirts and this and that. But in actuality, how people met Isaiah is that he was calm. People asked to see him first. Literally, he knew a lot about life. Literally, he listened to music like Andre Nicotina. To be honest, he was only partially gay. But in true reality, what happened was, literally, I got into him, I got scuffed for it, literally, and then the teacher said he won 9 times out of 10. I really fuck with them saying that Isaiah used to play football. Because Isaiah was a skateboarder that used to listen to Dance Gavin Dance. So I know how things are purpose today. His friend Eddie, Edwin, who used to watch Entourage, downloaded a whole bunch of heavy metal bands because he was mad at Dance Gavin Dance. It's literally true, literally, and you can't come back on music. Literally, I make things very, literally unbearable for my domestic violence crew because they want to say, literally, the fantasy is better than the reality. That's why I make reality unbearable.